Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds. Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds. Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross of people.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosu.
Dr. Lizzie Suleiman on another touch of love in her community. Churches and mosques to reopen in Liberia on May 15th. Boris Johnson to reveal more details on lockdown changes. Integrated payment system saved 361 billion naira despite opposition, says federal government. Eagle Stars, Etebo and Shehu resume training in Europe. You're welcome to Celebration Television News Desk. I'm Nicholas Akosire. I do hope you had a wonderful weekend. And right now, before we bring you the details of the news, we'll be observing a very short break right now. Stay with us. All right, thanks for joining us once again and welcome back. Here's the news in details. Apostle Professor Johnson Suleiman and his wife, Dr. Lizzie Johnson Suleiman, popularly known as the Restoration Apostle and the Dynamic Mother, have an unfading lifestyle which is that of taking care of the needy. It is no longer news of how they have been of tremendous help to the world at large during this COVID-19 pandemic. The Dynamic Mother, in her kind gesture, had extended her touch of love to the people of Igede community, hometown, and of course of Obi local government area of Benue State, Nigeria. On the 8th of May 2020, Dr. Lizzie Johnson Suleiman paid a visit to Igede community where she distributed cash gifts and food items to the residents.
So by the grace of God, since the outburst of this coronavirus, my husband and I, we have tried our best. We have tried our best to see how we will reach out to people. And he felt there is also the need for me to come and give some relief items to my own people also. So that's just the reason, the major reason I am here. It's a serious sacrifice. I'm telling you, it's a serious sacrifice. Because I had to leave many hours before coming down to this place, leaving all my engagements and every other thing. But it is because I have all of you in mind. And my husband has you people in mind too. So once again, thank you very much. And we want to see how we do this thing peacefully. So on behalf of my husband and my own biological brothers and sisters, my own siblings from Jemima children,
Alright, in response to a self-gesture, the beneficiaries expressed their gratitude in the local dialect to God for the gift of a daughter He gave them. They also offered prayers of protection for the dynamic mother and her husband. They also noted that the act of Dr. Lizzie Johnson Suleiman was mainly their desire before her intervention. The dynamic mother encouraged the people to continue to stay safe and abide to the safety measures laid down by government and health practitioners. She also advised them to keep praying for the quick recovery of the world. Dr. Lizzie Johnson Suleiman also prayed for peace and divine protection for the community.
I want to beg you before I do any other thing. Where we are believing God that very, very soon this whole pandemic thing will come to a complete end. There is need for us to still be very careful and understand personal hygiene. Yes, they have said always wash your hands. You know, in communities like this, people feel that it's very difficult for people to maintain personal hygiene. But it's not difficult. Please always maintain personal hygiene. Wash your hands. Just do the needful. The government have instructed that we should maintain social distance. Because they want that that pattern to help everybody before the end of this whole pandemic. The Lord will help all of us in the name of Jesus. God will help Nigeria in the name of Jesus. And God will show the world His mercy in the name of Jesus. God bless all of you.
Moving forward, Federal Government of Nigeria warns Vice Chancellors against reopening universities. The Federal Ministry of Education has ordered Vice Chancellors to maintain the closure of federal, state and private universities in order to keep students and university communities safe from coronavirus. The National Universities Commission gave the directive through a circular by the Directorate of the Executive Secretary's Office, Chris Mayaki. The circular said Vice Chancellors will please recall that following the ministerial directive of March 19, 2020, the NUC issued 2 circulars on Friday, March 20th to convey approval for the closure of institutions for a period of 1 month effective from Monday, March 23rd. The Federal Ministry of Education has subsequently directed on Friday, March 8 that all schools remain closed as the federal government is closely monitoring developments on the containment of the COVID-19. Vice Chancellors are to ignore the fake news being circulated in social media as the situation is under constant review and any decisions will be conveyed through the appropriate channels. Chris Mayaki said he will forward a copy of the circular from the Federal Ministry of Education to Vice Chancellors of Nigerian universities for guidance and full compliance. The NUC had on March 19 ordered the closure of tertiary institutions for 1 month as part of the measures to contain the spread of the COVID-19 virus. 4 days after the closure, the Academic Staff Union of Universities declared a total and indefinite strike over the failure of the federal government to keep to the 2019 Memorandum of Action and over the lingering crisis on the Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System. The union had begun a 2-week warning strike on March 9, after which the lecturers embarked on a full strike. On other stories, Kaduna discharges 210 Almajiri after 14-day quarantine. Kaduna State Government has discharged 210 Almajiri repatriated from neighboring states following the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic in the country. No fewer than 680 Almajiri were repatriated from Kano, Plateau, Bauchi, Gombe and Niger states into Kaduna. However, on Sunday, the State Commissioner for Human Services and Social Development, Hafsat Baba, said the 210 children out of 680 were discharged after completion of the 14 days quarantine period. She said they tested negative for COVID-19 and handed over to their various local government chairmen for onward transfer to their parents. These children were from Kudan, Makarfi, Ikara, Giwa and Zaria local government areas of the state and were brought back from Kano, Bauchi, Gombe, Niger and Plateau states. She also said the children will no longer be allowed to beg again in the state following the ban on Almajirancy system in the state. Coming from around Africa, we have churches and mosques to reopen in Liberia on the 15th of May. Liberian President George Weah has said he will partially lift restrictions on praying in mosques and churches aimed at curbing coronavirus while extending lock down the capital, Monrovia. In a statement on Friday, the former international footballer said emergency measures announced in April will be extended for 2 weeks in the West African nation. These include a ban on all movement between the country's 15 counties, and the closure of non-essential businesses and stay-at-home orders for Monrovia's roughly 1 million inhabitants. But Weah said he would allow churches to resume services from May 17 and mosques from May 15, provided that they run at 25% capacity to allow for social distancing. Liberian authorities have recorded 199 cases of the coronavirus to date, with 20 fatalities. As with other poor countries in the region, Vera fears that Liberia is ill-prepared to handle a large outbreak. The nation of some 4.8 million people was badly hit during West Africa's 2014 through 2016 Ebola crisis, which killed more than 4,800 people in the country. Still from around Africa, Chadian capital N'Djamena to be quarantined for 2 weeks. The Chadian capital N'Djamena is effectively under quarantine for 2 weeks. Movement in and out of the capital city has been banned except for vehicles transporting goods and foodstuffs. They will be allowed entrance from 10 p.m. local time. The Central African nation as of May 10th had registered 322 confirmed cases of COVID-19 with 31 deaths and 53 recoveries. The decisions by the government has received mixed reactions from some Chadians. Yosef Joro, N'Djamena resident, said quarantine the city of N'Djamena that he fully agree if this brings a solution for the city of N'Djamena and reduces the rate of diseases. He fully agrees and he can only welcome this. Another resident, Fataba Ahmad, disagrees with the measures. The confinement of the city as such is not a solution, since most of the population are getting supplies from the villages all around N'Djamena. while Chadian authorities find it logical to quarantine the city of N'Djamena to prevent the spread of the disease to the rest of the country. Many health specialists believe this decision was taken too little, too late. They believe that news of the quarantine has forced many of the people who came from the countryside in search of work to return to their villages, a situation that could facilitate the spread of the pandemic in these areas. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll bring you updates from the UK as Boris Johnson is ready to reveal more details on lockdown changes. Stay with us.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk.
Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT +1, that is 11 a.m. GMT +1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Coronavirus is an infectious disease, one which can be spread from person to person.
However, you can protect yourself, the people around you, and help prevent spreading the virus to others if only you
wash your hands regularly for 20 seconds with soap and water or an alcoholic-based hand rub or sanitizer.
Clean and disinfect surfaces. Cover your nose and mouth with a disposable tissue or flex elbow when you cough or sneeze.
Practice social distancing. Avoid close contact, that is 1 meter or 3 feet, with people who are unwell.
Stay home and self-isolate from others in the household if you feel unwell.
Don't touch your eyes, nose or mouth with your hands, whether clean or not.
You only need to stay in the comfort of your home.
As Celebration TV brings to you life-transforming,
destiny-empowering
and spirit-uplifted programs for your viewing pleasure.
Together we can save lives and cut down the spread of coronavirus.
This message is brought to you by Celebration TV, revealing Jesus, releasing destinies.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk.
Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT +1, that is 11 a.m. GMT +1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome and thanks for joining us once again. Updates from UK. Boris Johnson to reveal more details on lockdown changes. Boris Johnson will reveal more details on his plans to reopen society in England after unveiling the first sketch of his roadmap out of the coronavirus lockdown. The Prime Minister will answer questions from members of Parliament and then the public on Monday, while INT'L will publish his 50-page official guidance in Parliament. Labour's Keir Starmer criticized the Prime Minister's plan for lacking clarity. It comes as Scotland and Wales rejected No Stands, New Stay Alert slogan. In Sunday's televised address to the nation, Mr. Johnson announced a conditional plan to reopen society, allowing people in England to spend more time outdoors from Wednesday. The Prime Minister also said people who could not work from home, including those in the manufacturing and construction industries, should return to the workplace from Monday but avoid public transport. Mr. Johnson said the government would modify lockdown measures over 3 careful steps through to July. A new COVID alert system with 5 levels has been created, which would influence how quickly the lockdown, which was first announced on the 23rd of March, could be changed. Level 5 is the most critical, and the UK is currently ready to move from level 4 to 3. The first step will allow people to take unlimited amounts of outdoor exercise, sit or sunbathe in parks and play sports with household members from Wednesday. The changes in guidelines will also allow two people from different households to meet in a park if they stay 2 meters apart. Mr. Johnson is said to give a statement to Parliament at 3:30 p.m. British Standard Time today, with more information expected on the COVID-19 alert system, use of face masks, and the return of professional football. He will take the questions from the public in the evening. All right, more updates from Iran. Iranian naval vessel sunk by friendly firing Gulf of Oman. Okay, one sailor has been killed and others have been wounded in a friendly fire incident involving two Iranian naval vessels, Iranian state TV has said. A new anti-ship missile being tested by the frigate Jamaran hit the logistical ship Konarak. Initial reports said dozens of sailors were killed. The accident actually happened during a training exercise in the Gulf of Oman near the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's armed forces regularly hold exercises in the strategic waterway. The Konarak vessel was struck with a missile yesterday afternoon during a military exercise in the waters of Bandar Jask off Iran's south coast, state TV said on its website. The vessel was hit after moving a practice target to its destination and not creating enough distance between itself and the target, it added. The incident happened near the port of Jask, some 1,270 kilometers, which is equivalent to 790 miles southeast of Tehran in the Gulf of Oman, state TV said. The Jamaran and Konarak are said to belong to naval forces of the Iranian army. On business news, integrated payment system saved 361 billion naira despite opposition, says federal government. The Office of the Accountant General of the Federation on Sunday said integrated payroll and personnel information system has saved over 361 billion naira for the federal government despite opposition and sabotage from some quarters. Created in 2007, the IPPIS Secretariat is a department under the OAGF responsible for the payment of salaries and wages directly to government employees, bank accounts with appropriate deductions, and remittances of third-party payments such as taxes and health insurance. There were reports that the April 2020 salaries of Nigerian Armed Forces personnel were delayed as a result of incapability and inexperience of the operators of the IPPIS. The statement signed by Director of Information, Press and Public Relations, Mr. Henshaw Ogubike, said the delay was caused by the lockdown ordered by the federal government to curb the spread of coronavirus or COVID-19 in the country. The lockdown led to late submission of various variations by the agencies concerned and the need to accommodate their input in the April payroll accordingly, the OAGF has said. The OAGF in the statement disclosed that the federal government had completed the payment of the April 2020 salaries of armed forces personnel in the country. According to the statement, the IPPIS department, the AOGF, confirmed that as of May 8, 2020, the armed forces personnel had been paid. And still on business, we'll have refineries produced no petrol in 8 months, says NNPC. No drop of petrol or kerosene was produced by any of the refineries under the management of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation for 8 straight months. Latest figures released by the NNPC on refined white products, which is petrol and kerosene from local refineries, show that from June 2019 to January 2020, the facilities refined none of the identified finished products. It was further observed that the last time the refineries produced premium motor spirit, otherwise called petrol, was in May last year. The same scenario also applied in the production of dual purpose kerosene often referred to as kerosene, as the last time it was refined by the facilities was in May 2019. Refineries under the management of the NNPC are the Kajuna Refinery and Petrochemical Company, Port Harcourt Refinery Company, and Warri Refining and Petrochemical Company. An analysis of the figures should show that in January, February, and March 2019, the refineries produced 45.5 million liters, 44.1 million liters, and 44.1 million liters of petrol, respectively. In May 2019, they produced 9.1 million liters of petrol and 4.9 million liters of kerosene. But from June last year till January 2020, no drop of petrol or kerosene were produced by the refineries, as they recorded zero all through the 8-month period. Explaining what prompted the dormancy in terms of petroleum products refining, the NNPC said no white product was produced in January 2020 and apparently for the past 7 consecutive months. We're going on a very short break right now. When we come back, we'll bring you sport news as Eagle Stars at Table and Shehu resume training in Europe.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Coronavirus is an infectious disease, one which can be spread from person to person.
However, you can protect yourself, the people around you, and help prevent spreading the virus to others if only you
Wash your hands regularly for 20 seconds with soap and water or an alcoholic-based hand rub or sanitizer.
Clean and disinfect surfaces. Cover your nose and mouth with a disposable tissue or flex elbow when you cough or sneeze.
Practice social distancing. Avoid close contact, that is 1 meter or 3 feet, with people who are unwell.
stay home and self-isolate from others in the household if you feel unwell.
Don't touch your eyes, nose or mouth with your hands, whether clean or not.
You only need to stay in the comfort of your home.
As Celebration TV brings to you life-transforming,
destiny-empowering,
and spirit-uplifted programs for your viewing pleasure.
together we can save lives and cut down the spread of coronavirus.
This message is brought to you by Celebration TV, revealing Jesus, releasing destinies.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
and the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk.
Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome to News Desk.
All right, welcome back. Now, sports news. We have Eagle Stars at Table and Shehu resume training in Europe. More Super Eagles players have resumed training in preparation for the commencement of football action across Europe. Sporting activities were affected with the coronavirus pandemic, with the 2020 Olympics and European Football Championship moved to 2021. Football leagues were also suspended with improvement. Leagues across Europe are set for restart, with the German Bundesliga set for resumption May 16. Clubs in Italy, England, and other European countries have also announced they are resuming training in preparation for resumption of league football. Eagles midfielder Ogene Etebo, who plays for Getafe in the Spanish La Liga, and Shehu Abdullahi, who plies his trade in Turkey with Bursaspor, posted pictures of them back in training on their respective Instagram accounts. Defenders Kenneth Omero and Chidozie Awaziem had earlier posted pictures of them returning to training with their club Leganes. In another sports news, Lyon slammed sudden decision to end League One season. Lyon hit out at the French Football League on Sunday for suddenly ending the League One champion, saying the decision could see the division slip further behind Europe's top leagues and calling for it to be reversed. Rather, the LFP ended the season last month with 10 rounds of matches unplayed due to the coronavirus pandemic, crowning Paris Saint-Germain champions and relegating the bottom two, Amiens and Toulouse. Lyon, who had reached this season's Champions League last 16, were left 7th in the standings and outside the European qualification places. Lyon insisted they were not pushing so hard for a restart of the season for OL's exclusive interest, and claims that French football could suffer short-term losses of 900 million euros, which is an equivalent of $987 million. The German Bundesliga is set to resume next weekend, although the Dutch season has been abandoned. League One's revenue in 2018 was barely half the Bundesliga's 3.2 billion euros according to UEFA. Lyon had a 1-0 first leg lead over Serie A holders Juventus in this season's Champions League last 16. UEFA's medical committee has said it believes restarting the campaign will be possible. And that has brought us to the end of the news on Celebration Television News Desk. And in case you're just joining us, here's a recap of the news headlines once again. Dr. Lizzie Suleiman on another touch of love in her community. Churches and mosques to reopen in Liberia on May 15. Boris Johnson to reveal more details on lockdown changes. Integrated payment system saves 361 billion naira despite opposition, says federal government. And Eagle stars Etebo and Shehu resume training in Europe. We have a photo of the day he understood that this is freedom, but he didn't know that he has lost his safety stuff. Of course, just like what you're just seeing there right now, the tortoise actually came out of the shell. All this while, the turtle has been quarantined in a shell. Now that it is finally out, in his own mindset, he is free. He just got his freedom, not knowing that he has just been exposed, or he has just exposed himself to diverse dangers. What you think is a challenge to you today might not be a total challenge. The moment you step out of that confines, you might get yourself into problem. Maybe taking a case study with this coronavirus of a thing, pandemic. Of course, we know we are actually advised to maintain social distancing and stay at home, this stay-at-home order. Some places are actually complaining, but the virus is not totally eradicated yet. Why can't we just obey government laws and stay at home for the meantime? Then when it's totally cured, we can step out of the house. So that's exactly what's happening here. I know you have your own opinion. You could as well drop your comment on our social media platform. On Facebook, we have Celebration TV. Instagram, My Celebration TV. You can tweet at us at My Celebration TV, and YouTube, www.youtube.com/Celebration TV. Remember that the continuous transformation of our society is a collective responsibility of all. No matter the office you hold today as a nation's president, a thought leader, an opinion molder, a character builder, a professional, or as a person pursuing passion, you have a duty to give your all to making the society a better place for us and the generations to come. It's time for us all to play our part and do it with our diligence. Thank you once again Do have a wonderful week ahead. To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing aim of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor Ibikunle Amosun